Hello Pisces, it's Rebecca from, whoa, just kicked my table forward. It's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot, and I'm here to read your July 2018 forecast. So, to start things off, I'll just describe quickly that I've been doing a 5-card spread with where you are, your task for the month, your difficulties, your strengths, and then finally your goal for the month. So, wow, Pisces. Okay, so where you are, you have the 10 of Wands. I've been working on various ways of getting this camera to focus, so hopefully that does it with some detail. But so, the 10 of Wands is obviously, you've been struggling. You've been through it lately. This guy is head down. He's been struggling so much with everything that he's being asked to do. It's hard, and it's putting him out creatively, passion-wise. He's kind of maxed out. And because it's a 10, it is like a completion of that suit. And so luckily, kind of the message here is that even though this is where you are, this is the end. So don't fear. It's been an exhausting time for you, but it's coming to a close real soon. It's coming to a close real soon. And then, conversely, your task for the month, or maybe not so much conversely, but in a complementary way, your task for this month is the 3 of Wands. Which, like, hold up, so you can see. And so obviously, these two cards are very different, right? Like, this guy is maxed out. He's exhausted. He's been working very hard. And here, your task for the month is kind of like, you need to let go. You need to celebrate. You need to reach out with other friends who can help you do that, because no one can go from this to recovery alone, right? We need other people in our lives. We need other people in our lives for everything. Like, even when we're not going through something super hard, we need people in our lives for the easy stuff too. Right, for the celebrating. So your task for this month is to really just unwind, connect with friends, maybe people you haven't seen in a long time. So reconnecting, taking it easy, and also giving yourself credit for everything that you've just been through, because sometimes I think it's so easy to go through something really hard where we're just so glad that it's over that we're just trying to not even think about it again, rather than actually taking a moment to reflect and be like, wow, what I did was pretty impressive. I overcame a huge thing, and like, good on me. Like, I was very strong. We're not always our own best advocates and our own best champions in that way. So you should be doing a bit of that when you're out celebrating with friends too, in this task of enjoying life a bit more, enjoying what you've just been through, and like what you've achieved as well, because it's not just that you finished and you're okay and it's over. It's also what you accomplished during that time, which I'm sure was a ton. So your difficulty this month is the King of Cups. So if you're familiar with astrology and tarot, you're probably, you're a water sign, right, Pisces? And the King of Cups is actually, I love the King of Cups. On a personal note, I have pulled the King of Cups all summer long in readings for myself. So I feel like pretty well versed in his energy, and like me needing to take that on a bit. So for So for the King of Cups in your position of difficulty, I can like 1000% relate. It's something that I've been working on a lot in my own life. And it's really just about like this boss emotional control. He's on his throne, floating through the ocean. It's like pretty turbulent if you look closely, if that focuses correctly. There's stuff going on in the background. There's a fish leaping. There's like a boat. There's like a ship back there doing God knows what. But he's not looking at any of it. He's looking straight ahead. He's concentrated on the future and on what he can control, which is himself and his emotions. And it's not to say that he doesn't have feelings. I mean, he's a cup sign. Of course he does. But he's able to respect them and let them exist without them turning into a toxic environment that he's trapped in. He's not held hostage by his emotions. And so in the position this month as your difficulty, I would say that, you know, you've been through this trying thing with that 10 of Wands, and it might be a little hard to bounce back fully. I mean, like, yes, you have this time, you have this task at hand to be with friends and to celebrate, and that's going to be great, and it's going to be super positive for you, but we all have our inner turmoil stuff, and maybe you're just not quite feeling like you can bounce back 100% and be the King of Wands, even though you're this water sign, and so you're like naturally very in tune with that kind of energy. But the King of Cups is, he's hard to be. He's hard to emulate. It's very rewarding and it's worth it, and you can totally do it, but it's not the easiest of tasks. So as a difficulty, I think that it can sometimes, when you've been put in such a place of hurt and hardship, it's hard. When you've been put in a place of hardship, it's hard. Sorry, a bit redundant, but I think you get the point, just that we can set ourselves back a bit from, even though that situation could have made us stronger, we don't necessarily just walk away from it unwounded or unchanged. Sometimes we have to grow that strength back up again. Remember your inner King of Cups, and that you can totally be like him and get past this. As your strength though, so this is great because your difficulty was the King of Cups, right? And your strength is the Ace of Cups. So again, a lot of water. You're a water sign. And as a strength, it's kind of like, yes, like it's not, you do have the King of Cups as a difficulty, but it's sort of like aces are beginnings, right? So you're able to turn it. You're able to turn onto a new place of existing emotionally, of maybe you can't go back to where you were because of this tough time that you've been through. And just because as people, we evolve. And so even if we haven't necessarily been through the toughest time, we just get older and we grow and we change. And luckily, you're very adept at being able to uncover new emotions, be open to new ways of feeling and thinking. I know it's not a swords card, but I think that sometimes the cups and the swords suits can be very similar in that way, because emotions and thoughts are very interlinked. And so thankfully you have this great strength to be able to reframe things emotionally, which will help you get to the King of Cups, right? So then, as your final card, as your goal for the month, you have a major, the only major in the suit, which is the Emperor. And I actually find this, I'll try to, just in case, I can never tell if it's focusing or not, so try to be like extra careful. But, so So the Emperor, of course, is control, is often associated as being sort of like the father of tarot. There's authority, there's dominance, and in this position, it's really just kind of you're trying to take back the assertiveness and control in your life that maybe you didn't have so much when you were going through everything that came before this Ten of Wands journey. Sorry, I kind of hate the word journey. I mean, it's fine, but I feel like it's a bit overused, so I try not to. No shade on people who say journey. The fool's journey, after all. But anyway, the point being that as your goal, this is like a great goal for the month. It's to kind of reclaim your throne, reclaim your power, remember who you are, remember that you do have, I know I keep saying same words, control, 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 but like it really is. It's similar to the Chariot in that way. It's just you taking back your power and remembering that you never lost it. It was just overlooked perhaps for a bit when you were going through some harder times. And really, there is kind of a similarity between the two, beyond them just being like men in the tarot, right? Because the King of Cups is about this kind of particular emotional control, and the Emperor is embodying control overall. Not just emotional control, but I guess you could argue that as a major, he's a manifestation of control of all of the suits. So he has this control over passion, over emotion, over sort of like a grounded earth-like control, and also over his thoughts, mental control. So your goal this month, I think, is to not stay stuck in the harder places that you've been most recently. Again, to get out there, to get out there with friends, even if you're not necessarily like celebrating like this card tends to show, but to just make sure that you're sharing your life and your experiences with people, because it's very important for healing, is to be able to talk through things, for people to validate your feelings, because most people have been through, like, if not the same thing, they can at least understand and empathize with a similar feeling, and we all need to hear that sometimes, I think. So that's it for your month. I think it's going to be a good turn for you after some hard times. So I will turn the camera in just a second so that you can see the full spread all together, since I was just holding up the cards. But if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We upload videos before the 1st of every month for that month, so that you'll get a full look of the month to come. And that's it for now. I will see you next month, Pisces. Bye. And there you have the full spread. My overhead light is kind of ruining the shine on that one. But that is it for you for July 2018, Pisces. See you next month.